There you go.
Yeah, I was going to say. Hey, everybody. Welcome to JK Sports Podcast, man. We're getting this out to you a little bit late because we had some internet issues. Couldn't record, but we're going to try to get these out early for you on Mondays. But this is a reaction video, man, to the games around the league. Like we did in our preview, we got the game of the week. We got the 49ers game. We got the Dolphins game. And those are the ones we're going to talk about. And then we're going to cruise through the rest of the league as well. So week one is in the books, dude. We got the Monday night game on behind me, at least. Who really cares? It's the Raiders. It's nothing. I've just been watching Lamar Jackson take off and check down all night. So not super into that game. But without further ado, man, let's get into it. Cody, you got anything to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to say for anybody that's keeping count, let's see. Who won that game last night? The last game there?
No, the Rams.
The Rams, right? And we
Andy Dalton, bro.
So
what a joker that guy is.
So for anybody, we'll talk about it. But anybody who's keeping track, both Joey and myself we were correct on 8 games and wrong on 6 games.
It's a pretty good percentage, man.
Yeah, we had a better morning, which I think most people probably did.
But man, we the Bills lost, right?
Yeah.
But we did say that was going to be a real ugly game that the Steelers were going to feel good about and the Bills were going to feel bad about. But we just got the result wrong. But we're kind of right about how the game would go.
In Orchard Park, we'll talk about that a little bit. But let's get it started with kind of almost I don't know. We've probably not too much to say about this game, but Eagles-Falcons in Atlanta.
Yeah, man. We both don't like the Falcons. We think they're one of the worst teams in the league. We thought that. I don't know what the Falcons think that they're doing. They're not like convinced yet that they suck. Like they haven't realized it yet. Everyone else has. Matt Ryan just ain't it. He never consistently wins. They're going to be one of the worst teams in the league. They had a chance to draft Justin Fields, man, or Mac Jones for that matter. But they're going to be drafting a quarterback here soon.
Absolutely. Atlanta, you have to think that they're going to be like holes. They're going to be selling everybody by the end of this
Poor
season.
guy, Kyle Pitts, man. Like, poor guy.
Like, there's no chance. I don't know, man. Like, there's no way they like Calvin Ridley. He didn't even do that much. I mean, Matt Ryan couldn't really do much.
Matt Ryan sucks. I'm sorry. He's not good.
That line sucks too. He was kind of getting trashed. Like he was getting.
He can't move. He can't move.
Yeah, he's been like that though. So
yeah, he's just. That's why they never win. Not consistently.
Other than that, I know when we tried to record this yesterday, we talked a little bit about Jalen Hurts. He looked sharp to me. I know it's against a porous, terrible Atlanta defense. But also Devontae Smith. You mean
Smith, yes.
So Devontae Smith. We talked about all the receivers, all the top 3 rookie receivers look amazing, pretty much.
Looked good, yeah.
Great start to their careers.
Jalen Reagor looked good too. Their pick from last year.
Yeah, Devontae Smith doing good. I like that. Feel good story. Like a lot of doubts about his size and stuff coming to the draft, but guess what? He still gets open. Still catches
no
the ball.
issues. Yeah.
So not much else to say about that game, but
let's keep going.
I think we both correctly predicted that, by the way.
Yeah, Eagles are underrated a little bit. Like they're not horrible. They're not great, but they're not Falcons bad.
They're better than the Giants, I think. But
different. I think so too. Now with Fitzpatrick, they might be the second best team.
Right. So this next game we're going to talk about is the overtime game. Actually, Vikings Bengals.
That game is so terrible, man, because the Vikings are so screwed up, man. I said it in the preview show, like Mike Zimmer hates everyone who plays for him. Like he hates all of his players. And that's what it looked like. Like they have too many good players, really, for them to be so awful. I don't know what they're doing there. Like they need to just blow it up or something. Get rid of Mike Zimmer, get rid of everybody. Like it's rough.
It was a weird game because I think I said this before too. The Bengals, I don't know, Zach Taylor, man, he makes some boneheaded decisions. I think they should have won that game before having to go to overtime anyway.
Yeah. But Zach Taylor got a job because for a while, man, the league was just giving all of Sean McVay's buddies head coaching jobs because they're like, this Sean McVay guy's incredible. His friend must know a lot of football too.
The funny thing about the Vikings offense too, just a couple notes on that, is Kirk Cousins threw for 500 or 351 yards, by the way.
How many attempts though?
49.
Yeah.
So and
it's like 7 yards per attempt.
Dalvin Cook, like he was like not even very good. I think he had
not great. No, not
20
great.
attempts, like 50 something.
Yeah, I think he had like 68 yards or something.
And Adam Thielen is still good at 34 or 5, however old he is. I don't know.
Yeah, he's still good though. Justin Jefferson had a touchdown taken away from him that Dalvin Cook ended up getting, but
right.
Yeah, I got Jefferson and Cook in fantasy. They are going to have rough years. I'm telling you right now. It's not looking good for me.
But on the flip side, Mixon looked good, and Jamar Chase, another rookie, looking good.
Didn't drop any passes. Yeah,
Burrow looked sharp. Glad to see him back.
Yeah.
Again,
the Vikings got a horrible secondary, dude. It's atrocious.
It's probably one of the worst in the league. So
yeah.
Enough of that game. We don't need to talk.
Yeah, enough of that. We should have just cut it after I couldn't stop laughing.
Moving on, let's talk about the Cardinals Titans.
Yeah, man, we got this one dead wrong. Now, we both weren't high on the Titans. We said this in some of our older podcast episodes. So let's not get it twisted like we're high on the Titans and blah, 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 blah. Like we both said the Titans are probably going to take a step back. We said it's possible Derrick Henry takes a step back. And we said their defense has never been good. Right. And they get they're such a physical team offensively. They get a rep for being like a tough physical team, which gets a rep for being good defensively. And they're not.
Yeah, it's not the same thing. You're right.
It's not the same thing. They're not good defensively. They haven't been for a long time. So they got torched, man. They got lit up. And now week one is really, really weird. And last year, the Cardinals came out hot also. And then Kyler Murray's little ass kind of wore down. He didn't look as fast, didn't look as strong. So we'll see how his body holds up because he was looking quick, fast, dynamic. I thought he made a lot of really stupid throws. Like honestly, like that one where he's like running back and falling away. Like I'm not a fan of stupid throws like that. That's why I wasn't a fan of Zach Wilson. Those don't win games on a week-to-week basis. It's cool because the guy was like 30 yards wide open, Christian Kirk, but that's not a good football play.
Yeah. So to me, I think that's like the thing with Kyler is that he's gonna have a bunch of really good and like crazy plays like that, like those like Mahomes type plays. But he's also
that are also not good plays.
He makes a lot of bad decisions.
He does. His decision making has been questionable for a long time.
Yeah, but still, it was a good game for him. Hopefully he builds on it. I don't know, but
is he leading the MVP race after 1 week? Probably, because he's never won it.
Right. Yeah. Probably 1 week, but who cares? Overreaction.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Let's finally get to that Steelers Bills game.
Yeah, man. Steelers Bills. It was an ugly, ugly game. I don't really know what the hell the Bills were doing. They actually ran the ball pretty well, and they didn't really run it much at all.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't really run it much at all. I just felt like it was an ugly game. I thought the Bills had enough talent to pull it off. And they just ended up losing the ugly game that we both thought they would win. Like we both said it would be ugly. We thought they'd win it, but they didn't. Josh Allen didn't play well at all. He was terrible.
He was not good. Did not look like anything worth the kind of money that he's getting paid now.
Yeah, and for the truthers out there, like the Mahomes truthers, because I feel like Mahomes truthers hate Josh Allen and vice versa. It doesn't look good because that narrative would be he's had one good year.
Yep.
So we'll see how he comes back. Now I believe in Josh Allen. Like I think he's going to be just fine, but
right.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I don't know. I hope he struggles next week too.
I saw ESPN's little FPI predictor thing was 53% Dolphins win.
No chance. That's crazy.
That's what it said, man.
Maybe because we're home. I don't know, but
it's because you're home. Yeah,
that's for a different episode. But yeah, surprising for the Bills to lose at home, to be honest with you. But
big game to lose too, man. Big game because the Steelers will be around, later in the year.
But it's week one, and weird things happen in week one. Don't want to overreact to this yet. So
yeah.
But yeah, that was probably the biggest shock of the week. But yeah, all right, moving on.
I think the Cardinals putting it on the Titans was the biggest shock to me.
Okay.
The way they beat, not that they beat them, it was the way they
how bad they beat them. Yeah.
How badly they just.
That could say something about the Titans in general too.
I think they're gonna have a rough year.
Yeah, it might be in for some serious regression, but But yeah, so moving on, the Seahawks Colts. This is one I predicted correctly, but
Yeah. The Colts looked terrible. Carson Wentz looked bad. I'm a little nervous because I was actually kind of hopeful because I just feel like the league is better when the people that ESPN won't stop talking about are actually good. So like I was kind of like, can Carson Wentz just be good? Like, he's back with Frank Reich. Let me give him a shot. Like, because I thought Peterson was a bad coach. I really did. I never thought he was a good coach. But no, he didn't look good. Now I know he missed a lot of time, and you don't have training camp. You don't play preseason. It's going to affect how you play, your timing, and all that stuff. But they were terrible. And they just let the Seahawks do what the Seahawks want, which is just let Russell Wilson throw the ball 60 yards in the air.
Let Russ cook.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. The fucking Colts just gave him a fucking microwave and were like, nuke that ass. That's basically what they did. Like they just like
pretty much. The Colts, to me, that whole division, the AFC South, wow. Who's gonna
it's bad. It's gonna be bad, dude. I think
Texas gonna win that with Tyrod Taylor.
No.
Hey man, I don't know.
Who else is in that division?
Jaguars looked awful.
Yeah, they lost to the Texans.
Titans.
They're in last. Yeah. And the Colts.
Yep.
And the Colts. Yeah.
I mean, the Colts probably still winning. I don't know. That's no one wants to win that. No one wants to win that division. I can tell you that.
Yeah, man. Whoa. I probably would still pick the Colts if I'm being honest.
Yep, me too.
Jaguars are way worse than we thought. We'll talk about that later. So.
Right. We'll actually we can kind of move into that game because it's the same slot. So Jaguars.
Yeah, go for it.
Jaguars, Texans. Texas. Out of nowhere, looking good. What did they give Tyrod in LA last year?
Sorry, this is not about the Texans. This is an indictment on the Jaguars.
They're terrible.
This is an indictment on Urban Meyer, who in the preseason looked like he did not want to be there. He's like, whoa, this shit is hard. I don't have the best athletes on the field anymore. Woo, this ain't fun. Yep. Like, I can't just go to some kid's house and be like, come play for me, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I can't just offer somebody $500,000 to come be my next quarterback. No. Uh-oh, like my team's not good. Like they're going to be terrible, and they're going to be in line to draft Spencer Rattler too, and they can run the 2-quarterback system since the whole league seems so fond of that.
Yeah,
now.
The whole league wants to do it. I don't know. It's weird.
I know. Tua and Jacoby Brissett, what the hell was that? You had to delay a game after a first down in a 2-minute situation?
We won't talk about that later because I don't want to talk about that. But yeah, I mean, Trevor Lawrence in his first game made some questionable decisions.
Under 50% completion.
Yeah, he also showed some flashes.
That's what he did at Clemson, and that's why he never won the Heisman. He always tickled you and never really got you all the way there. He plays a lot of just a tip with you. Yeah,
you're right. We'll see. This is game one. I think the Texans really wanted to come out and just like prove everybody wrong too. You know, that's what bad teams do a lot of times. Game one of the season, then lose every other game.
Let's show the Jaguars they don't know what they're getting into.
Yeah,
everybody thinks they're gonna win 6 games, but one of them ain't gonna be on us.
Exactly, we gonna get one, baby. Anyway,
moving on. We spent way too much time on that joke.
Yeah, we did. Jets, Panthers. I don't think we got to talk about this that much. Sam Darnold.
I said, go back and watch. I don't understand the Zach Wilson thing. You don't get drafted because you kind of look like somebody. He played like I thought he would play. Not good.
The Jets.
Sam Darnold looked just fine.
Yeah.
Carolina dark horse playoff team. Dude, I said that before the year.
No,
I was on the Panthers.
There was a big injury to Mekhi Becton.
I did see that. Yeah,
Jets are not allowed to have good things ever.
No. Well, the Jets ruined our freaking season last year, man.
You're right in that field.
Yeah, then we played the Giants there next week and lost some more guys.
Yeah, exactly. But good for Carolina. I'll tell you what, Sam Darnold looks sharp. Christian McCaffrey is still the best running back, probably the best weapon in the league.
Maybe 9 catches for 87 yards.
Yep, and he ran it pretty well too.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was okay. 21 carries, 91 yards, but
yeah, it was just okay.
Well, yeah, that's enough about that. Then Chargers, Washington. Yeah, we were
Ryan
wrong.
Fitzpatrick, man. No, I picked the Chargers.
Oh, you're
You
right.
picked
I
them.
picked Washington. Yeah.
Trying to lump me in with your loser ass. No. But hold on, man. Ryan Fitzpatrick, it's official, 6 to 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Enough about Justin Herbert. He's fantastic. He still looks great. He throws the ball. It's like maybe the prettiest ball in the league. Chargers are going to be pretty good. But do they make a call to San Francisco?
Washington.
Can they handle that salary? Can they make a play? Can they say, hey, we'll give you a second, you take half his salary? Do they pull that trigger, and does San Francisco pull that trigger?
Yeah, you had mentioned to me this in our like group chat or message chat, but I think
Garoppolo looked good, albeit against the Lions, but he did what he was supposed to. He dominated them.
I don't think that Washington makes that move yet. I actually kind of think Washington has a little bit of hope for Heineke, and I think they kind of want to see what he can do.
Heineke is the Duck Hodges to me.
I know.
Weak, sucky arm. He's undersized. He's like a Nick Mullins type. Like, just why are you even in the NFL kind of thing? Maybe a couple of bad weeks though, and you could lose. Actually, you know what? You probably could lose like 5 straight games and still win that division.
Still win that division. Yeah, that's I don't know. I just don't think
the Eagles are the only team that won.
Right. So, but I don't know. For anybody, I feel the worst for Ryan Fitzpatrick in this situation. Got a lot of love.
It's too bad. It's too bad. He's never hurt.
No. He's an Iron Man. So it just hurts a little bit to see him.
Old man broke his hip, dude. Uh-oh.
Hopefully he comes back, man. Hopefully it's not like what the heck is with Washington? It ending people's careers, dude. Like just ending people quarterback.
They're a dirtbag. You saw that. They're a dirtbag, like just organization. The field sucks. Did you see the pipe burst over the fans?
I saw that. Yeah.
Just
they're a bad franchise.
Yeah. Before we get too negative, let's just move it on here.
Yeah. So okay,
Justin Herbert's great.
Justin Herbert's great. We're gonna skip over your game for now. We'll talk about it after.
All right.
And we're gonna move on to the afternoon or the afternoon slate of games. First game being Broncos Giants, so we can get this out of the way.
The Broncos are a good team, man, and then Teddy Bridgewater is going to kind of limit what they can do in the division because the West and AFC and NFC is very, very tough.
Yep.
So I think the Broncos actually will just like destroy lesser like bad teams and lose to the good ones.
Yeah. I think the Broncos. I kind of think the Broncos are better than the Chargers.
Really, you think that whole roster is that much better than the Chargers roster because the Chargers got some real bang flash players. Some studs. You think that the Broncos are so much better that Teddy Bridgewater and Justin Herbert, you think it brings them even? That's a tough one because Justin Herbert is like, if Justin Herbert's a 10, Teddy Bridgewater is like a 2.
The talent disparity. The Chargers have a lot of younger talent where the Broncos have vets, like proven guys.
And Vic Fangio is like maybe the best defensive coordinator in football.
Yep. So that's the difference to me, really. So I think maybe this year would be the only year the Broncos will be better than the Chargers. But man, the Chargers have an exciting future. If I would be so excited to be a Chargers fan right now. They have so many young.
Yeah, because you have Justin Herbert,
and they keep hitting on draft picks, man. I'm telling you.
Rashawn Slater.
I heard he was a beast,
he was. He had zero pressures.
Tackle this week.
Zero pressures. Yeah, it's because they don't have him playing right tackle. Like you draft a guy who's like a generational physical talent at the position, and then you move him. That's what the Lions did to Sewell. I know their best player is a left tackle, but stupid. They should have taken Slater, who can play both. Anyway,
right.
I thought actually, we're not going to talk about this. We both like Slater more. Yeah, we did. We both did.
But anyway,
we'll talk about Sewell later.
Moving on, let's get this trash game out of the way. Packers and Saints. Man, did the Packers lay a stinker. Nothing was going their way. Literally, all the most unlucky things possible happened, and Jameis Winston can see after his eye surgery.
Yeah, 148 yards and 5 touchdowns. Really weird stat line. But I did win money in daily fantasy because I played Jameis Winston and the Saints defense. Yeah. I also didn't. I was one player away from winning $1 million, man. But I played Raheem Mostert, who looked great and then got hurt. and it caught the 25, 26 points or whatever cost me a lot of money. That's the second time that's happened to me too in daily fantasy. I played Alfred Morris instead of Matt Breida week 2, 2018.
Everyone cares about your weekly fantasy matchups.
I could be a millionaire, man. Yeah, but here's the thing, guys. If don't feel bad for me, because if I had won, I wouldn't be doing this podcast. I'd be on an island.
Yeah, me either, because you'd be giving me some of that. I'm just kidding.
You'd be living on my couch.
Yeah, I'd live on your couch. You don't need to give me anything.
When we were both in the military, McFerrin's like, my dream was just to live on somebody rich's couch, bro.
Does it not sound like the life, dude? Being like
that's the life,
garage, bro. Like,
I'd put you in the guest house, bro. I'd get you a guest house. You could just watch my kid, dude. You'd be like my nanny.
I'll sleep on the beach, man. I don't care.
There it is, man. There it is.
As long as I can watch
anyway.
football. But yeah,
I don't even know what game we're on right now.
This Packers Saints.
Yo, yeah.
It was a bad game for the Packers.
I expected this, to be honest. I expected this.
No, you didn't. You didn't. What? You didn't predict that?
No, I didn't predict it, but I'll say I'm not shocked by the Packers looking really bad. I thought the Saints would take a little step back, but I mean, I'm not gonna say I was super impressed with the Saints, if I'm being honest with you. Aaron Rodgers was really bad. Jameis Winston threw for 148 yards.
Yeah, it was.
I know he threw 5 touchdowns, but that's not impressive when they're 7-yard touchdowns. He threw one of them was 70 yards, so he threw for 70 yards and 4 touchdowns.
It was a weird game that was over after the second quarter for sure.
It was weird.
It was just never. I don't know. I can't say too much about it. The Packers didn't come to play. They didn't know what they were doing. Everybody was wrong about them, but I bet they still win the division. That division doesn't have anything.
I was gonna make a Jameis joke, but I'm not gonna do it. Moving on.
Jameis, I'm a root for him, dude.
I am too, actually. I am too.
I like his story. He's kind of got a good. And if he works out for the Saints, god damn, I hate the Saints, bro.
I hate Sean Payton.
They get so lucky with everything. You get a quarterback that's only 27 and still good for his
That's what they did with Drew Brees, bro. He was good with the Chargers.
Yep.
He was good that last year with them. And then they drafted Philip Rivers, and we're like, we're getting rid of you, and he had a good year.
The Saints being the way they are, I hope that Tampa Bay is. I hope that Tom Brady plays forever, just to
Dude, the way New Orleans though, that city is going and headed, at least give them a good football team. Just they can have
something to rally around like last time.
Yeah, because the Pelicans suck.
Right, but all right, moving on. This is the game of the week: Browns Chiefs.
Browns Chiefs, man.
And it was the game of the week.
I feel like the Chiefs, man, they just kind of pull out games really stupid. Patrick Mahomes throws a really stupid, risky pass. It ends up working because the DB can't get his head around.
Yep.
And I feel like that kind of thing happens a lot. It happened in the Super Bowl when Patrick Mahomes basically kicked the ball to Tyreek Hill. Then he just sat under it for 35 seconds and just waited for it to come down.
Yeah.
Changed the whole game.
Then
Baker, I don't know what Baker's doing. We can talk all we want about that stupid interception he threw. I'm more mad about the third and whatever it was. He had Njoku on a comeback after, some movement. And he scudded it. He wanted to, drive that freaking ball, man. And I don't know if Njoku actually even gave his best effort. So, it can't all be on him. But
right.
Just hit that throw. People tell me Baker's got an elite arm and he makes some elite throws. I don't see it. You can't do that. But I think he was trying to throw that interception away. I think he got tripped up. And
I think so too.
I think so. Yeah. And I think, so I'm not going to really fault him for that. It is frustrating, but I'm more mad about that third down beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And why you just let teams back in games. I also am really kind of this kind of shit just happens. I don't know why when you're trying to dethrone teams, it's the Bengals Steelers when Joey Porter comes on the field and then the player who pushes him gets ejected. What the F are you doing? You're a coach. That guy should be suspended for 4 or 5 games. You don't put your hands on your own players. You don't come on the field and push another player. He came on the field. You don't do it. These guys' adrenaline is pumping. If another player comes up and pushes you, you push him back, you get 15 yards, whatever the case. That is a serious – those referees need to be talked to about that, and that coach needs 4 games minimum.
Yep. Yeah. I actually totally.
That's egregious. Egregious.
Can't even believe that he was in that position. But yeah, I mean
that was when they started coming back, man. They lost their safety, and
right.
then you hit that stupid deep ball. Like it's just atrocious. It cannot happen. It's disgusting to me.
It does always happen when you're trying to take down, when you're trying to like the changing of the guard. It never. It's like these good. It's like the teams that are like Kansas City.
Yeah, I feel like they lose. The Chiefs win a lot of games, like how the Seahawks, like just stupidly, like how the F did they win that game? It's the same thing like when the Legion of Boom was in Seattle. It's like, why would you throw that ball and let Richard Sherman pick it off? Why would you even look his way? The only way they win is with a pick six. Why are you throwing? And then you throw it and Richard Sherman would pick it off, or like Earl Thomas would like strip sack somebody, or cause a fumble
every time.
And it's like a 10-yard gain, first down. Earl Thomas causes a fumble, or like, you know what I mean? It's like, why are you making stupid mistakes against these great teams? Like, it's just these great teams, like they're just so hard to beat because it's like in boxing, you got to knock out the champion. You can't go to the cards. You got to knock them out. You can't keep them in the game.
I can't believe the Chiefs won this game. The Browns, they got to feel sick. They really do. And
they blew it.
Yeah, they did. They blew it. But hopefully this is a lesson they learn, and when they see them in the playoffs, they take care of business. But
yeah, they should win their division. I mean, I haven't even looked back because this game is boring, but I don't see much from the Ravens. I think they're going to progressively get worse as Lamar. If you don't get better, you regress, and Lamar's not getting good enough to where he's not going to start regressing. Just based on the fact that if you're the number 10 quarterback in the league this year and you don't get better, someone's going to be better than you next year and you're going to be 11.
Right.
That's like what's going to happen. You know what I mean? People are passing him up. So,
well, and so moving on, the last game before we talk about our games was Sunday Night Football, Bears-Rams. This is a quick one.
Here's the only question is, what the fuck is Andy Dalton doing playing football anymore?
Yeah, what is Matt Nagy doing having Andy Dalton in?
Andy Dalton comes in, throws a pick in the end zone, gets strip sacked in like the first 2 of the first 3 series or the first 2 series. I wasn't like, it's just like, all right, man, I've seen enough. You're gone. You don't bring anything to the table. This isn't the same as the 49ers situation. Jimmy Garoppolo's good enough. Yeah. Good enough. If whatever you think about him, Andy Dalton has never been as good as Jimmy Garoppolo was, and Jimmy Garoppolo's 1 full season. He's just never been. And he's always had tons of talent around him. He's never been that good. And he was terrible last year in Dallas with a ton of talent around him. Get him out of here. You promised him he'd start. He started 1 game. He sucked. Get him out. 200 yards on like 48 attempts.
Yeah.
What is this, Mac Jones? Come on, man.
Well, Matt Nagy needs to wake up and realize his job's on the line. So you want to win some games. No,
here's what Matt Nagy's doing. If Matt Nagy drafts a quarterback and he goes and says, hey, look, Justin Fields needs a year, that means Matt Nagy gets a year to be terrible. I don't
necessarily believe that, but
I believe that. They wouldn't have let him draft 2 quarterbacks. You know what I mean? Like, this GM2 has drafted 2 top quarterbacks, 2 first-round quarterbacks, basically. So it's like, and the talent Justin Fields is Ryan Pace. Fields is like, in most drafts, Fields is a top 5 pick or the number 1 overall pick. So, like, you were getting that talent late. But, like, they're going to get a year with Justin Fields because they're going to bring him in probably, like, week 11. And then they'll look a little bit better and be like, yeah, man, give us another year. I'm telling you, another year with Justin Fields, the whole offseason, like, we can change. And he gets a year. So.
And one thing I have to say, the Rams were really good. One thing I got to say about the Rams.
Oh, I don't care about that. I don't care how the Rams looked. It meant nothing to me because – no, it meant nothing to me, bro, because it was – the whole game was scripted. They didn't have to do much. They just dominated the Bears, and the Bears are way worse than I thought they were. And I think that as long as Andy Dalton plays quarterback, that defense is not going to be good because it is deflating to see your quarterback suck. It is deflating. We know this.
Yeah, I don't want to overreact, but Matt Stafford might be my MVP pick for the year.
He looked very good in the offense. He's not great at the rollout game, but I'm sure he'll get better as the year goes on.
I just have
the Bears suck. I don't care.
I've always really liked Matt Stafford.
Yeah, no, I have too. I wanted Matt Stafford. I didn't want to give up 2 firsts for him, but I would have given up the what did we have? The 12th pick?
Yeah.
I was all for here. 12th pick, take it straight up for Matt Stafford. But I'm happy with Trey Lance.
All right, let's get into the real important stuff we want to talk about. You want to go first because your game was first up on the day?
Yeah, man. Let's talk. Let's talk about the 49ers, man. The 49ers, in spite of the score, they absolutely dominated this game. There's really not they were supposed to. The Lions are a terrible team. Their ACL injury for Jason Verrett. That's the big takeaway here.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking fly, man. Every time Gabe comes over, man, he leaves doors open and flies get in my house. Yeah, man, Jason Verrett. I mean, guys, he's a former All-Pro, came back, played like a top 10 for sure, maybe even top 5 corner last year. You feel real bad for him because another non-contact ACL leg injury. I don't know if he's ever going to play again. I hope so. But that's a huge blow for probably our weakest position group. Like, you have Jason Verrett, you got, Emmanuel Mosley, who's a very solid, above average corner. That looks good. Pro Bowl, above average. That's a good corner group. Now you go Emmanuel Mosley and Diamador Lenore, a 5th-round pick, who's looked phenomenal, by the way. He's given up like 3 catches and like 300 snaps now between the preseason and played 90 snaps, 3 targets, 1 catch for like 3 yards is what he gave up. Detroit sucks, though. They're basically a practice squad.
Yeah.
But you don't feel quite as good about that position group, even with a promising corner, without that Pro Bowl guy on the other side, because it's like, we have great safety play that doesn't give up the big play. Mm-hmm. It's really going to depend on the defense. Like, D Ford is back. He was fantastic. He had a sack. Right. Had a couple of pressures. That the Lions' offensive line was just holding the entire game. Like, if you watch that game film, it's like there's so many would-be sacks. Doesn't even matter because there was pressure in Goff's face and he can't handle that. Nick Bosa had like an 87 or 88 PFF grade after his first game back in basically a year. Dominant. Just bodied Penei Sewell into the ground for his sack.
He's so
strong. Yeah, dude, this next level. His only weakness is like he's got short arms and he loves Donald Trump. That's his only weaknesses. But and his girlfriend's Twitter account, basically. But no, man. I mean, that defensive line was fantastic. We were missing Javon Kinlaw, and these guys were getting washed out. And follow me on Twitter because I was tweeting this stuff. Without Javon Kinlaw, he gets a lot of hate in Ninerland, man. The faithful don't like him. They're really hard on him because they're like, he's not DeForest Buckner. No, he's not. DeForest Buckner, A+ pass rusher. C, run defender. C. Right. He used to get washed out of the hole too. When you're in the Y9, that middle, that is open. That is wide open. You need someone who can take on double teams and not move. When they took Kinlaw, they were like, we want to get better in the run game. They kept Armstead, stout, probably the best edge run defender in the league. Right. They added Kinlaw, stout against the run. Mm-hmm. When he comes back, that's going to be fixed 100%. So that defensive line is really going to have to help out the corners. And our safeties are going to have to continue to basically just be safeties. They're not really big-time ball hawk playmakers, which everyone loves in their safeties, but they don't give up the big play. They're excellent in run defense. They can cover tight ends very effectively, both of them. I know Hawk hasn't had a big day, but he's one of the best in the league. We were talking about that before the year. Like, he's going to go off this year.
Yep, in that offense for sure. They have no one else to throw the ball to. So
yeah. So I'm a little concerned about the secondary. I am hopeful because of how good he's looked. We also signed Dre Kirkpatrick. He's just going to be a depth guy to replace Verrett. But I'm happy with the defense. Thought it was great. We dominated the Lions. And really the reason the score got like that is some fluky stuff, like the absolute perfect onside kick ever, like short hopped Kittle and hit him in the face. Like that thing kicked up that was crazy. That was like the perfect onside kick. And we were doing this stupid half in, half out thing with our starters. It's like, I get you can't replace everybody, but they were like not sure what they should be doing.
Right. Not
You
even
know,
didn't even
it's like,
play with each other probably at all in training.
yeah, and then Verrett got hurt, and you could just feel the wind. The players even spoke about it. The wind just sucked out of their sails,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of led to some letdown. And the Lions taking advantage. All credit to them. But the offense looked great. Few mistakes there. Jimmy Garoppolo looked great. If he's going to turn the ball over every game, which he kind of does, just fumble the first snap and then just tear it up from there. Like, let's just do that.
Get it out of the way.
Just fumble the first snap, or just march down the field, throw a pick in the end zone, let him take it at the 20. You know what I mean? It's like, just do it. But anyway, yeah, offense looked great. Trey Lance, man, his run plays looked stupid. Don't bring him in just to run the ball. It's pointless. He's not Taysom Hill. His out route to Sherfield looked fine, and the thing that we were concerned about was his touch on short throws, and it had plenty of touch. So that's about it. Team looked great.
I agree. Yeah, I don't have much to say about the Lions comeback. I mean, it's just gimmicky. The game was over. It's been over. It's garbage time as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But moving on, try to keep things a little bit, brief here because I feel like we've already been going on for a pretty long while here. But just to finish things off with Miami and New England, this was a disgusting game. Really was.
I don't know what the Dolphins were doing, bro.
I'll tell you what, this is the funniest thing. The first drive we had looked like the best Dolphins offense I've ever seen. At least in the last 10 years, maybe longer, 15 years. But
since Dan Marino.
But yeah, but it was scripted. The first drive's always scripted. Completely.
Yeah.
And so that's why it looks so good. They've been practicing that drive every day since the beginning of training camp.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna look good. When we face adversity, we didn't look good, to be honest with you. Mac Jones, I mean, he wasn't good. I don't want to say he was good, but he was solid for a rookie in his first start.
Very, very solid. Exactly the best word.
Against the probably Dolphins defense that'll be at least top 10 this year, probably. Mm-hmm. He made some good throws. One thing I do notice, he kind of throws ducks. His long ball.
Oh, his arm just ain't it. Yeah.
It takes forever to get places. So it gave our awesome secondary plenty of time to make a play on the ball, and that's just kind of is what it is. But I was a little disappointed in our defense, even though they did this bend don't break, which is why we won the game. And the defense, don't get it twisted, won us this game. Period. On turnovers, they forced a lot of turnovers, made the Patriots make a lot of mistakes. Patriots had 9 penalties or something, something absurd.
That's the problem with the offense that they're running with Mac Jones, and really any offense is. It's only really been successful with Tom Brady, the dink and dunk, because these 9, 10, 11, 12 play drives, your defense, it's not great for it, but a coordinator is going to say hey, look, if you want to check the ball down 5 yards do it all the way down the field and do it 5 times today.
So
that's and they'll take it. You want to roll out and throw the ball 5 yards. You want to check down for a 2-yard gain on 3rd and 8. Do it. Make something happen. Mm-hmm. So they just kind of allowed a lot of that stuff. The best play Mac Jones made was a rollout that there was holding in the backfield. Otherwise, he'd been sacked.
Yeah. Oh, they held all game. Patriots held all game, but I mean, this is the NFL. Everybody holds every play pretty much. A lot of the running, there were a lot of run plays. They were holding every single time. The guard was holding the whole time. But whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you're right. You can dink and dunk all game. What matters is they only put up 16 points.
Yeah, that's why I can't get in on this Mac Jones thing. It's I know he completed a lot of passes on 3rd down, but they were all underneath. You didn't really drive the ball on 3rd down, which is kind of what you need to do. Right. I know it's his first game, but when someone gets overhyped, right, and you're like, this guy's the truth. He's the next blah. Andrew Luck, you said people were saying, stop. I'm going to not watch football anymore if anyone else says that.
Yeah.
But it's if you go that far one direction, I have to go all the way over here to counter you because it's dude, don't make me. I would have said nothing about Mac Jones if it wasn't this ridiculous hype. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how PFF grades, but even they didn't give him a crazy grade. It was 76, which is average NFL starter, or good NFL starter. It's whatever. All right, you can't be great if you put up 16 points. Like that's terrible.
No.
If you put up 16 points a year, you have the worst offense in NFL history if you put up 16 points a
year. Yeah, well, it's his first game. We'll see how he kind of, how things go as far as the year. The Patriots have a good run. Patriots have a good running game. It's going to help Mac Jones a lot. And
the running game was phenomenal. Yeah, it was phenomenal.
So that's all going to help out Mac.
Maybe if he ever plays the Patriots, because he's got their defensive playbook, he's been studying that. If he ever plays them, he'll light it up.
Hey, well, we're the closest thing to their probably defensive playbook that he's going to see. But
is Matt Patricia not in the league anymore?
No.
What happened?
My closing thoughts on the game are Tua was okay, didn't look great. I'll be honest with you.
I thought Tua looked much better than he looked last year.
I think he had huge flashes last year, and he had like really low lows, and I think he was somewhere in the middle today or yesterday.
Yeah, I thought he played a little better in his stat line. There's a couple drops.
The only thing that really matters is we won on a fumble on the goal line or a fumble in the red zone at the end. And do you know who caused that fumble?
Tua.
No.
I'm just fine.
You don't know? Xavier Howard.
Oh, Xavier. You love Xavier Howard. Man.
Literally our superstar. Literally, whenever you need a turnover. Big moment. Xavier Howard makes it happen. And he recovered the fumble, too. Dude is a monster. That's why we restructured. I'm happy that he was willing to stay with us and do that.
I'll trade you Jimmy Garoppolo and Jason Verrett's one good ACL for Xavier Howard.
No, I love Xavier Howard. Xavier Howard has to be my favorite Dolphin in a really long time. He's a beast. I love him. He just always gets it done.
Closing thought for me, man, I don't know what the hell the Dolphins were doing defensively as well, because I felt like they were a little hesitant defensively. I was just watching.
Sagging back.
They were sagging back, man. It's like they see the throw coming underneath, and there'd be a player there, and then they'd wait for it to be complete before they drive on it, and it'd be 5 yards as opposed to like 1. Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? Like, drive on that ball. Like, trust yourself, basically. Like, play fast. Trust yourself and play fast. And then coaching-wise, what is with this 2-quarterback system, man? First, it only worked in San Francisco, and it didn't even really work there because the run play, the Lions just geared up for the run and shut it down. They only worked because Trey Lance threw a touchdown. Yeah. But, like, this 2-quarterback system is stupid. I saw, like, 3 teams do it. The Dolphins were not prepared to do it. I don't know they looked unprepared. They just bring in Jacoby Brissett on 3rd and 1 to have him quarterback sneak.
Yeah, because
you did that in a 2-minute drill and then had to delay a game.
Yeah.
That I just felt like they didn't know what they were doing, and outside of the script, you guys in those 3rd and 4th quarters, or 2nd and 3rd quarters, didn't look great.
Yep, I totally agree. First quarter we looked good. I mean, even 4th quarter we didn't look really good.
That's what I'm saying. 4th quarter you didn't. 1st and 3rd.
1st and 3rd, yeah.
Plant script in the 1st. Script runs out. Yep. Script in the 3rd. Script runs out. Suck.
Yep. It's exactly what it is. We don't have a lot in the way improvising, I guess.
And why didn't Myles Gaskin carry the ball more than 6 times?
He's way better than
any of your other backs.
Yep. And he disappeared.
Really stupid.
Not only he also disappeared in the pass game. After every time he catches the ball, he gets a first down pretty much. So we got to include him more.
He averaged like 6.5 yards a carry.
He needs to be a focal point going forward.
Damian Harris just kept carrying the ball for the Patriots. They didn't put in some garbage can.
Yep. You know what I mean? Important thing is, end of the day here for both Dolphins, 49ers, we won. Injuries happen. We won.
Next week, yeah. Yeah, so this is going to wrap up our episode, man. We're going to do these. We're going to try to get these out. This is going to drop Tuesday. We're going to try to get these out Monday, though, for you guys. We just had the internet issues. And then stay tuned for the previews. Those will be coming, too. Also, we'll do a preview, post-game shows. So come in, tune in, check out our thoughts, and, that's it.
Yeah, this is the best time of the year, guys. Talk to us. Yeah. Let's get some interaction going on YouTube. Let's talk.
Yeah. All right. That's it, man. Follow. We'll put our links to social media and stuff in the description. We didn't do that for the last one, but they're in some of our old ones. So we're both on Twitter, man, Instagram, whatever else. We're on all that stuff. So check us out. Without any further ado, man, let's wrap it up. Have a good night, guys.
Yep. See you guys in week 2.